What's up YouTube, this is Gemini Johnny back again with another compilation of creepy TikToks to make you question everything. This is day 12 of TikToktober, where I'm taking you through the weirdest, creepiest, and most disturbing footage I can find. So without further ado, let's jump right in. Alright.
Pictures of giants that got apparently leaked, and could be proof that giants actually existed. Up first is a picture of a giant standing next to a couple. At first glance, you're gonna think this photo is fake or completely AI. But many people who work at certain government-run museums have came out and said that you will be completely shocked by what's in there. They sign agreements saying they can't talk about anything that they see. Next is a photo of a giant just walking around in a field. Now, I could see why people would just assume this is fake right off the bat, but let's actually just think about it for a second. What if these photos are 100% real and giants existed? Many reporters have said these photos come from a country called Terrakina, and these giant-like creatures are actually our friends, and they were completely wiped out and erased from the history books. If you ever look at a picture of the old world map, you can see
her granddaughter tried to warn her something evil was with them. A little girl was with her grandmother one day when she noticed something in the living room was watching them from across the dining room.
He's right in front of you? Yep. Who is it?
I've seen this one.
A guy. Who's there, mister? What are you doing in that? Where's he at? The dining room? Yeah. Show me him. Go show me him. Give me your hand. Take me to him. Yes. Take me to him. Show me.
As the grandmother asked her to take her to the man, she points at him while keeping her distance.
Yeah. What are you doing in our dining room, mister? What does he look like? Bug. He's got bug eyes? Yeah.
The little girl described seeing a man with bug-like eyes that the grandmother can't see.
What are you doing in our living room, mister? Get. You go back home. You go back wherever you came from. What's he doing? Come on, you're creeping me out. We're going upstairs.
Finally, the grandmother's had enough and leaves the area. Is it possible that the family was visited by the Lord of Flies himself, as described in historical drawings?
Do you know why the chainsaw was originally invented? Here's a messed up fact about history I bet you didn't know. At a time where C-sections really weren't viable if you couldn't give birth a natural way, and they just really weren't a safe practice yet, two men decided to invent this monstrosity. That's right, the original chainsaw was invented for childbirth. Doctors would spin that little hand crank and they would literally saw into the pelvic bones of women to help them give birth. And this was actually seen as much safer than a C-section at the time. For all my female followers, I'm just gonna let that one sink in. That is a huge no for me. And chainsaws weren't even used for wood cutting until 100 years later. Not in 1,000 years. If you liked this video, my name is Bella. Hit that plus button for more. I tell spooky, creepy, mysterious, and
uninvited.
Imagine the first person who is using one of those for a childbirth. I'm just like, can I take this home? I just got this tree that fell down in my backyard, and I really think this would help. Oh.
An uninvited visitor, a sweet, suffocating odor, victims left paralyzed. This was the terror that unfolded in Mattoon, Illinois in the summer of 1944. The midnight horror began on August 31st. Urban Rafe, roused from his sleep by a peculiar odor, found himself weakening, the world spinning. His wife attempted to investigate, suspecting natural gas poisoning, but she too found herself immobilized, paralyzed in her own bed. Just a stone's throw away, the very next day, a young mother was awakened by her daughter's coughing. She tried to rush to her child, but she too was locked in paralysis. With a dozen more attacks, all marked by the strange, sweet odor and ensuing paralysis, the town was rattled. While robbery was a plausible explanation, no evidence of forced entry or permanent harm was found. The string of attacks drew FBI attention, resulting in detailed investigation with local police. As abruptly as the attacks started, they stopped, leaving police baffled. They were unable to determine the chemical used, identify a suspect, or determine a motive. To this day, the mystery of the mad gasser of Mattoon remains unsolved. What's your theory?
Wild.
I'm Phil, and I share the weird and unexplained
Thanks, Phil.
every day.
We're going to talk about a forgotten horror movie today because I'm appalled. I never see anyone find this movie for the first time and make a review. I never see anyone recommend it. I never see it talked about. And I did not even remember the name of this movie. I remembered a specific scene, Googled it, and the name popped up. And I was like, I don't remember it being called that. But we're going to talk about it because no one else does. And we're talking about the 2017 film, The Hatred. Now, I know what you're probably thinking. I don't remember that movie at all. Nothing of that looks familiar. Let me set the scene of that scene. You're in a movie theater about to watch whatever came out in 2017, or you're at home just flipping through your TV and a commercial comes on. A woman walks into a little girl's room. The little girl's on the bed and she's like, I need you to check under my bed, something is wrong. So the woman does, and the little girl's under the bed going, that's not me. That's this movie. That was this movie. I don't know why that is the only scene that I can remember from this movie, but I'm gonna go rewatch it and I'm gonna stitch this and tell you if it lives up to the hype that it has in my head. But I googled it to read you guys the actual description of it, and 11%. I can't vouch for the rest of the movie, I literally don't remember, but that scene alone deserves a crisp like 60.
Scary Videos Part 6.
I'm about 98% sure she remembers the wrong movie. I don't know if y'all read the description, but this is something about like 4 college girls going on a trip or something. So I think she may just be mistaken about what movie that was.
Alone deserves a crisp.
It says 4 young women travel to their college professor's new country home for a weekend getaway, only to discover that the house has a malevolent past. I don't know. I guess that scene could be in that movie. I don't know. Whatever.
Crisp like 60.
Scary Videos Part 6. A man is watching a commercial when something seems to be watching him.
Why is this on the f***ing TV? Keep watching. Pay attention. What the f*** was that? What the f*** is that?
Before we get to the next one, can you hit that heart button? I'll do part 7 if we get to 50,000 hearts. What pushed this baby?
Oh! Dang!
Would you rather travel to the past or the future, and why? I'm never going swimming after this.
Oh my god.
Doctors working midnight shift get horrified after they capture the unexpected on the abandoned floor.
I've done this. Let me skip this. Definitely done this one before.
According to yourself.
This video gives me the chills. Watch the video and then let me know if you think this guy's apartment is haunted.
The craziest shit I've seen so far. I was taking the trash out with my son and he kept pointing at the mirror and waving and I didn't know why. So I pulled the camera out and I can't believe I caught this. That's Rowan.
Oh!
Like, did anyone else see that skull thing or like another child in the mirror? I don't know what that.
It looked like
What
the
is
baby
the
was still
scariest
there,
thing
but he
that
had
can
moved
happen
over.
while camping? Well, this one guy who was camping in Florida had a horrifying encounter. And before we get into it, I have a podcast episode of 2 of the scariest camping stories I've ever heard if you're interested. So years ago, a guy and his friend were camping in Florida when they came upon this old man's campground. It was in disarray, so they kind of got a bad feeling from it and they turned to leave. But then the guy comes out of the campsite and is like, oh, hey, he wants to talk to them. He starts engaging them. He's giving them suggestions of where to go in the woods, but he's telling them where to go in steps, not in miles or yards. So he's like, oh, the waterfall is 300 steps from here. And one of the guys thinks that's weird because that's really not common in the area to describe where to go. A few months pass and they basically just forget about this interaction, but one day, one of the guys calls the other guy and is like, dude, you have to turn on the TV right now. And all over the news are pictures of this guy, the guy they saw, Gary Michael Hilton, who is a serial killer who preyed upon young women in national parks, kidnapping them and taking their lives. Some of the places he told the boys to go look at were places he had hid bodies. Both men were contacted by law enforcement and ended up giving very...
So I'm babysitting, right? And it's 10:30 at night now. I've already put the kids in bed, and I hear laughing. I started to get a little mad because this was the third time I told them they needed to be in bed, since they have school in the morning. The thing is, the noises were coming from the baby's room. I thought maybe they woke up to check on their sister. So then I decided to check the baby monitor. Please tell me what's in the top left corner.
I don't know.
That was creepy.
I've been face down in a ditch for 2 hours. I was trying to save your buddy, okay? I don't think there's much left I have to prove. Okay, well, if you could come back, that'd be nice. Okay, I don't know where this thing is or when it's gonna...
That was wild.
Five horror movies that were banned in different countries for whatever reason. Some valid, some kind of, I don't know. The Human Centipede 2 was banned in Australia. Reason for the ban was that it was just too inappropriate. That's pretty much it. 1978, I Spit on Your Grave was banned in Australia, Germany, Iceland, and Canada. Now, while others see this movie as a sign of justice, other countries was like, yeah, fuck that. No, don't bring that over here. The Hunger from 1983 was banned in Chile, or however you pronounce that country. My bad. Because the movie involved the dark arts and the consumption of blood, the country said, no, don't bring that over here. Hostel Part 2 was banned in Germany. By the way, Germany has the longest list of banned horror movies, which is crazy because Germany doesn't have that clean of a history, so I guess they try to clean it up through the horror movies that they get rid of. They deemed that Hostel Part 2 was just way too disturbing. More specifically, the director's cut that just showed everything. And lastly, probably the most hilarious ban on this list is World War Z that got banned in China. And the reason is something that you'll never expect. So in 1997, Brad Pitt was in a movie called 7 Years in Tibet. And in the movie, it featured Chinese soldiers being depicted as evil villains. Not liking how the soldiers were portrayed in the movie, the Chinese government saw Brad Pitt making another movie and said, yeah, fuck that guy. Everybody involved with 7 Years in Tibet pretty much got the middle finger when it came down to any other movies going to China. In 2013, when World War Z came out, China said, no. Don't bring that over here. There y'all go, man. 5 horror movies that got banned in other countries.
Let's talk about one of the scariest sounds ever posted. The Siberian hellhole. Now this sound went viral because of how terrifying it sounds, and I'm gonna show it to you, so be wait. Now the story seems to have been started by these guys, Christianity Today. It was on a July 16th, 1990 article of theirs. But the story goes that apparently a hole was drilled in Russia, and it was so deep that it reached hell. Hence the Siberian hellhole. And I'm pretty sure that's not a picture of it. Now the question is there a creepypasta inspired by a Christianity Today 1990 article, or is this really what hell sounds? Either way, it's really scary, and I'm gonna show it to you. Here it is.
I warn you, what you are about to hear is very disturbing indeed.
Boat went missing in rough seas off the coast of Hawaii and was found years later, half an ocean away. In 1979, 27-year-old Robert Malayakin and 4 friends from East Maui went fishing in a small boat called Sarah Joe. As the day progressed, rough seas, stirred by gale force winds, overwhelmed them. Despite the Coast Guard's extensive search among 40-foot waves, the Sarah Joe remained missing, prompting a community mourning. 10 years later, marine biologist John Naughton discovered the remains of the Sarah Joe on the shoreline of the Marshall Islands. A member of the initial search party, he was shocked to find the wreckage over 2,200 miles away from its last known location. Wow. Near the wreckage, he found a crude grave containing the remains of John Mormon, one of the lost friends. The grave was marked with a driftwood cross, stones, and foil interleaved paper. The fate of the remaining 4 men and the creator of John Mormon's grave remain a mystery. The recovered Sarah Joe now rests in Robert's brother's driveway in Maui, a reminder of that fateful trip.
Wild.
How did the boat and John Mormon end up 2,200 miles away? Who buried him? What happened to the other 4 men? I'm Phil, and I delve into the weird and unexplained every day.
And we know you've been disrespecting your mother.
Dumb boy. I've seen this before.
What did he say? Thomas, if you don't stop misbehaving, we're gonna take your mom away and leave you here.
There are 50.
That's how you know it's fake right there. That reaction. Thomas, we're gonna punish you. I don't know what he said. We're gonna take your mom away if you don't start behaving. Just really bad acting.
50 women on death row in the United States, and this is one of their stories. Donna Roberts was found guilty of convincing one of her lovers to murder her husband. Donna Roberts was married to Robert Fingerhut, and she ran the restaurant that was inside the bus station that he ran. Donna used this restaurant to find simps to sleep with. She regularly hit on the patrons and even the employees. She said she and Robert had an open relationship, but she's the only one here to verify that. On December 11th, 2001, 911 received a frantic call from Donna. She'd come home to find her husband's body on the kitchen floor. He'd been shot several times and his Chrysler was missing, but that was the only valuable missing from the house. So police knew it wasn't a robbery. Donna said that a man named Santiago had likely taken Robert out after meeting him at the bus station. Police tracked this man down and he admitted to having an affair with Donna, but said she became super toxic. Several days before her husband's death, Donna tracked Santiago down at his workplace and yelled at him in front of his boss, accusing him of stealing from her. It came to light that Donna had several lovers, and hundreds of letters from a former inmate of the local jail, and he'd gotten released right before Robert's death. This man was named Nate Johnson, and he was in love with the older woman. They were seeing each other, but switched to letters and phone calls after he had to serve a stint at the local jail. And the duo would talk a lot about taking care of a package. So obviously her husband. Donna invited Nate to her house and also bought him the used to shoot her husband. The police then stormed on his house in the middle of the night, and her son said it was, quote, like she was Saddam Hussein. Donna Roberts and Nate Jackson were both tried and given the death penalty. And Donna had actually asked for the death penalty because then she could be on death row and be away from all the other inmates and have an entire area to herself. Donna is currently the only female inmate on death row in Ohio. But as of 2020, all executions are on pause. I don't know if that means her plan failed and she's back in the regular prison with all the other inmates, or if her execution will ever get carried out before she dies of some other related thing.
Did this woman...
That's crazy. She looks... And I wonder if the character is based off of her, but she looks like one of the characters of Orange is the New Black. And if you've seen the show, you probably know who I'm talking about, because I bet you made the connection too. So, but that's it. Hey, day 12 in the books. We've done it. We did it. We're doing it again, and we're doing it some more. There's too many of those. If you're enjoying this series so far, you can find a link to the entire playlist in the description below, or you can just click here or something. I think I usually put that there. Do me a favor, give this video a like, and until next time, which is tomorrow, we'll see you then. Peace!